the Homa Bay County supplementary budget estimates for financial year 2024-25 to the Office of the Clerk on 4th March 2025 pursuant to provision of Section 135(4) of the PMF Act 2012. On members, these supplementary budget estimates for financial year 2024-25 was submitted to my office by the clerk on the same date for communication and committal. On members, Section 131 of the PMF Act 2012 provides that a county government entity may spend money that has not been appropriated if the amount appropriated for any purpose under the County Appropriation Act is insufficient or the need has arisen for expenditure for a purpose for which no amount has been appropriated by that act or money has been withdrawn from the county government emergency fund. On members, given that the county government needs authority of this House for additional spending, I therefore commit this supplementary budget estimate for the financial year 2024-25 to the Budget Appropriation Committee for deliberation and tabling of a report in this House as soon as practicable. Thank you. Chair, Budget Appropriation Committee. Thank you, Chair. Clerk, next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Proceed.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Chair, Youth Sports.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, 4th day of March 2024 at 2:30 p.m. Report of the Youth, Sports, Talent Development, Gender Inclusivity, Culture, Heritage, and Social Services Committee on the status of selected cultural heritage sites and centers in Homa Bay County.
Thank you so much, Chair. Proceed to lay. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chair, Youth Sports. Honorable Kiri.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this House adopts the report of the Youth, Sports, Talent Development, Gender Inclusivity, Cultural Heritage and Social Services Committee on the status of the selected cultural heritage sites and centers in Homa Bay County. I beg.
Do you beg to give notice?
I beg to give notice, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Proceed.
Order number 8, motion, report of the Youth, Sports, Talent Development, Gender Inclusivity, Cultural Heritage and Social Service Committee on the status of selected cultural heritage sites and centers in Homa Bay County.
Thank you. Chair, Youth and Sports, Honorable Key, proceed.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I request that you direct the clerks to forward the soft copy on members' walls.
Do you have it? Clerks, may you do the needful before we proceed? You have shared it. It is being forwarded. Okay, it is being forwarded. It is already forwarded, so Chair, may you proceed.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, first allow me thank the whole House, especially the Sports Committee, for giving me an opportunity to chair the Sports Committee. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I promise to do my best in serving as the chair of the Youth Committee. Honorable Chair, honorable Speaker, on our walls, I'll be as brief as possible, honorable Speaker. On our walls, Chapter 1, if you go on page 3, Honorable Speaker, the general mandate of the committee, you'll find it on page 3. That includes investigate, study the program, assess, analyze the relative success of the department, investigate and inquire on all matters relating to the assigned to the department. That you'll find there. Honorable Speaker, membership of the committee is on page 3. We also have the adoption that is on page 5. Honorable Speaker, the committee wishes to extend our warmest gratitude to the Office of the Speaker, the Office of the Clerk, and the leadership of the Assembly for the logistic support they accorded us during this report preparation, Honorable Speaker. We also...
Mr. Speaker, Honorable Odongo, what is it?
Mr. Speaker, the report is being read by Honorable. The report is being read by Honorable Boaz Kir, MCA Kaboch North, as the chair sports. But if you can look at our walls, the chair is Honorable Bari, so I don't know which is which. That is why I need guidance.
I think, Honorable Odongo, you are aware that recently we had some changes, but by the time when Honorable Bari was still in the office, he was a substantive chair. So when you take over, you take the whole responsibility.
Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, we further wish to thank all the respondents from the 6 cultural heritages, centers, and sites for their support. Their active support and open discussion contributed greatly to the success of this report. On behalf of the Youth Committee, Honorable Speaker, it is my pleasure and duty to present to the House the report on the status of selected cultural heritage sites and centers in Homa Bay County. Thank you. Chapter 2 is the introduction, Honorable Speaker. If you go through, you'll find the introduction of our report, Honorable Speaker. That is on page 7 and 8. Honorable Speaker, the scope of our work was the committee on its own motion resolved and embarked on a fact-finding mission on the status of selected cultural heritage sites and centers within Homa Bay County. These centers were as Ndiru Kagan Cultural Center in Rangwe Sub-County, Gor Mahia Heritage Site, Ndiwa Sub-County, Tomboya Mausoleum in Suba North Sub-County, Abasuba Community Peace Museum, Suba South Sub-County, Simbi Nyaima Karachuonyo Sub-County, Nyamgondo Wodombare in Suba South. The methodology that was used by this committee, Honorable Speaker: administration of questionnaires, use of oral interviews, conducted focused group discussions to get information about these sites, visitation to the cultural sites, actual observation used used across the sites and centers, taking pictures of the tourist attraction sites, community engagement with the Department of Youth, Sports, Talent Development, Gender Inclusivity, and Cultural Heritage, and Social Services. Terms of reference, Honorable Speaker, in an attempt to investigate the status of the aforementioned cultural heritages, sites and centers, the committee narrowed down on the following specific objectives, Honorable Speaker. 1, to get a brief history of the cultural heritage site or centers. 2, to ascertain the source of funds of the site or centers. 3, to inquire into the ownership and management of the sites. 4, to inquire into the level of community involvement. 5, to find out accessibility to the site or centers. 6, to inquire into the security and other amenities of the sites or centers. And 7, to inquire into the constraints or limitations to development of these centers, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this committee did visit Ndiru Kagan, and if you look at page 11, Honorable Speaker, you'll find the pictures of their visit to Ndiru in Kagan. Honorable Speaker, when the committee visited, at the time of the visit, there is an ongoing project that had stalled at lintel level, and this was occasioned by the contractor abandoning the site. The road leading to this facility, the details of the contract is also on this page, Honorable Speaker. The road leading to this site is also inaccessible, the road leading to this center is motorable, and therefore it is accessible. Amenities available, it is fenced, Honorable Speaker, there is a toilet, and then the committee noted there was lack of electricity, Honorable Speaker. The committee's recommendation on this particular, the committee had 3 recommendations on this particular project, and they'll be found on the same page, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'll be reading the general observation and recommendation. They are general, but I'll not be going to specific so that we move fast, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the committee also visited Gor Mahia heritage site, and these were some of the observations that the committee made in this project. The Gor Mahia shrine is located in Sigama village near Ruma National Park, and it honors Gor Mahia or Gor Wodogalo Nyakwarogalo, a legendary in the 19th century medicine man and a paramount chief of the Luo community, known for his magical powers and significant influence in South Nyanza. He is said to have lived for 126 years, serving an estimated 3,000 descendants across East Africa. His mystical abilities, including shape-shifting and foresight in battles, earned him a lasting legacy. The Gor Mahia Football Club, founded in 1968, is named in his honor, reflecting his cultural importance within a community, within the Luo community. The management of the shrine is voluntarily done by individuals whose membership is drawn from the family members of the late Gor Mahia and other members of the community. We heard observations and recommendations, just as I had said about Kagan. We'll not go into the specific, we'll have the general. We also visited Thomas Joseph Mboya Mausoleum in Rusinga. Thomas Joseph Mboya Mausoleum is a cultural situated in Rusinga Island. It was built in honor and remembrance of the late Tom Mboya. This mausoleum showcases artifacts and documents from his life, family, and Luo history. Museums like this play an educational role, offering curative exhibits to preserve important artifacts and inform the public about significant figures and events in the region's history. Honorable Speaker, we also had observations and committee's recommendations. There were challenges that were observed in this site, but I'll go to the challenges. The challenges were, there is inadequate water supply in this facility. There is no signage leading to the site. There is limited financial support from the national government, who only provide 1,500 shillings per month. The pictorials are on page 18. Honorable Speaker, the committee had also had an opportunity to visit Nyamgondo Mbare in Suba. Nyamgondo Mbare, also known as Nyamgondo Kombare, is a significant cultural region in Homa Bay County, Honorable Speaker, centered on poor fishermen from Tanzania who found fortune after marrying a mysterious lady of the lake. Initially struggling, Nyamgondo became wealthy through her hard work, but lost everything when he disrespected her. The site where the lady entered the lake is marked by rock formation resembling her footsteps. Believed.
Honorable Speaker, I really need some of your guidance here. Sorry to disrupt the chair. The chair has been referring to pages. Like I'm concerned, the first one you mentioned page 11 and some pictures. If we look at what we have in the soft, page 11 is blank. Then the last one was just talked about a few minutes back is on page 18. What we have in the soft, if you look at it, Chair, is also blank. So I don't know whether we are referring to two different documents, what is reading and what we have in the soft. So I wanted your guidance. I don't know what the Chair...
Honorable Nyakomita, what he reads, do you also read them from your report? The things that is reading, are you able to read them from your report?
Chair, Speaker, what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm asking you that what is he reading? Can you follow them from your report?
Honorable Speaker, the right Honorable Speaker, I'm referring to page numbers. I'm looking at the picture.
I'm asking you that, can you follow what is reading from your report?
Automatically no from my side. That's why I'm rising up.
Oh, then you've lost it, Honorable. Resume your seat. Proceed, Chair.
Honorable Speaker, here there are pictorials even on page 18. Honorable Speaker, Nyamgondo became wealthy through her hard work, but lost everything when he disrespected her. The site where the lady entered the lake is marked by rock formation resembling her footsteps, believed to hold medicinal properties. Other attributes found in the site include ohinga, are structures that acted as cattle pen and is still in existence to date. Footsteps formation, though submerged, are permanent underneath, mysteriously imprinted on a slab-like stone. This tale serves as a moral lesson and source of pride for the community, attracting visitors who seek the lake's healing waters. There are observations and challenges. We also have the pictorials on page 20. Honorable Speaker, the committee also visited the fourth site, and that is Simbi Nyaima in Karachuonyo. Simbi Nyaima, or the village that sank, is a crater lake in Kindu Bay. Steeped in local legend, it is said to have formed when the villagers of Simbi Nyaima rejected a weary woman who was actually the daughter of the rainmaker, leading to their punishment. This cultural site not only embodied a moral lesson about kindness, but is also believed by locals to have a medicinal property, making it an important part of Homa Bay heritage and identity. And Honorable Speaker, even by the time the committee made a visit, there were so many people who had come to this site to collect water because it is believed that the water has medicinal value. Geologists do say that this lake was formed from extinct volcano and perhaps a strong earthquake that occurred a long time ago, around the 15th century, forming a crater lake, which currently Simbi Nyaima sits. The committee also established that Simbi Nyaima got a pungent smell. Simbi Nyaima has a pungent smell, especially during the dry season. The lake does not have a visible inlet or outlet to Lake Victoria, and major rivers around it, hence, its water never increases or decreases, making it very unique. Honorable Speaker, it has various breathtaking flora and fauna, and it is inhabited by various birds, species including flamingo, Egyptian geese, ducks, and many more. Bird lovers who come to the lake do enjoy the bird watching safari. Both local and international tourists, including students, visit the site. Some religious sects also do come to pray and collect water in which is believed to be medicinal and curative. Honorable Speaker, again, we have observations on page 21, observations about Simbi Nyaima on page 21, and then recommendations on page 22. Challenges that were also found here is that there is a language barrier, and this is very important, Honorable Speaker. There is a language barrier amongst the youth managing the site when they engage foreign visitors. There are those who are in this site, they are very well versed with the history of this place, but unfortunately, Honorable Speaker, some of them are not equipped with the language that can help them do the same to foreigners or people who do not understand our own language, the Luo language, Honorable Speaker. We also have the pictorials on page 22. We also went to Abasuba Community Peace Museum. This is located in Homa Bay County in Mfangana Island. It is dedicated to preserving the cultural heritage of the Abasuba people, a Bantu-speaking community with deep historical roots in the region. The museum houses artifacts, documents, and exhibits that showcase the Abasuba tradition, history, and lifestyles, with a focus of promoting peace and cultural understanding. Honorable Speaker, the museum is also a research center for students, doctors, and professors, and other related intellectuals wishing to study archaeology sites of the Lake Victoria region. The museum has great potential to create jobs and has a positive impact on the local economy. This helps to improve the pride and unique heritage found at the area. We have the observations that the committee made there on page 23. The pictorials are on page 24. Honorable Speaker, after our visit, the committee sat and came up with the following general observations. 1, the department has not established a legal and institutional framework to manage the cultural heritage sites and centers in Homa Bay. Honorable Speaker, most of these sites, when visited, it was found that some that are even sitting on public land are managed by individuals coming from these regions, Honorable Speaker. And therefore the committee realized there's no legal and institutional framework to manage these sites. There is no allocation for development of various cultural heritage sites and centers. The committee noted that in the financial year 2024-2025, there is only an allocation for development of the Ndiru Kagan Cultural Center. The committee established that there was lack of adequate infrastructure in the sites and centers, thus acting as a great impediment to full operationalization of the sites and centers. There is inadequate marketing of the sites and centers through media, thus resulting to limited knowledge on the existence of such. The committee established that there was very little community awareness on the significance of preservation of cultural heritage and the need for active involvement in the management and use of the sites and centers. Honorable Speaker, the committee observed that there was a gap in knowledge of the history, value, and significance of the cultural centers and centers by the curators. The engagement among key stakeholders such as the national government, National Museum of Kenya, county government, local communities, amongst others, is also wanting, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the eighth observation made by this committee was, the committee noted that there was constant threat of human activities, including encroachment of land. A case in point, Honorable Speaker, is Simbi Nyaima, where the locals have constructed homes around the escarpment, thus dwindling the beauty of the heritage. Honorable Speaker, the committee therefore made the following recommendations. From the aforesaid findings, the committee hereby recommends the following to the CECM in charge of youth and sports. 1, the department should initiate a legal framework within 90 days after the adoption of this report by the House, encompassing cultural heritage sites and centers, its objectives, administration, miscellaneous provision, general penalties on misconduct, and for connected purposes. The department allocated adequate funds towards conservation, preservation, and restoration of numerous endangered cultural heritage sites and centers in Homa Bay County to give room for diverse attraction sites leading to increased economic growth. 3, the Department of Roads, Public Works, and Infrastructure should prioritize infrastructural development to allow accessibility and visibility of the cultural heritage sites and centers. Honorable Speaker and members, the department should ensure promotion of various cultural heritage centers and sites through marketing and branding, establishing linkages with travel agencies, advocacy for local tourism in schools so that we attract more tourists and investors. Honorable members, Honorable Speaker, the department, to ensure awareness creation, civic education within the county regarding the value of cultural centers and sites, which will be of great significance to future generations. The department should ensure continuous capacity building on proper management of the sites and centers to key stakeholders and personnel entrusted with the day-to-day running of these great sites. There is need to create networks, partnership, and collaboration among key stakeholders such as national government, National Museum of Kenya, county government, local communities, among others, and come up with a memorandum of understanding in the management of the centers and sites. Honorable Speaker, lastly, the department in liaison with the lands, housing, physical planning, and urban development should ensure proper demarcation of cultural heritage sites and centers, and further ensure the sites and centers are well fenced, gated to avert encroachment. Honorable Speaker, it is also important to note, as a further explanation, Honorable Speaker, visiting some of these great sites, especially if you talk of, for example, Gor Mahia, Honorable Speaker. Gor Mahia is a legend that is in our history books, Honorable Speaker. But a visit to this site indicated clearly, Honorable Speaker, that with the time, in years to come, we will have nowhere to go or to show our people that once upon a time, Gor Mahia lived in such a place, Honorable Speaker. We did observe, Honorable Speaker, that this is somebody's land, and the family, when we were trying to engage the family, Honorable Speaker, the family castigates the county for having, they have a belief that in the past, money had been allocated to this facility so that this place could be fenced and be a protected historical site. It is therefore very important, Honorable Speaker, that as an assembly, we implore on the executive, the Department of Youth and Sport, to make sure that these cultural sites are demarcated, and if possible, Honorable Speaker, the land be transferred, and in cases where the owners of these lands want them to be compensated, it be done so, Honorable Speaker, so that we do not get to lose such important sites, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the conservation of any cultural heritage, Honorable Speaker, plays a crucial role in the preserving a community cultural identity, promoting economic development, fostering social cohesion, and passing down valuable knowledge and traditions to future generations. In the foregoing, the county government of Homabay should venture into preservation, conservation, and restoration of cultural heritage sites and centers. Honorable Speaker, members, the Committee of Youth, Talent Development, the Committee of Youth Sports, Talent Development, Gender Inclusivity, Cultural Heritage, and Social Services do here pray that this Honorable House adopts this report. Thank you, and I beg my Vice Chair to second.
Who is your Vice Chair? Request, Honorable Susan.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity given. Honorable Speaker, this is a very important motion and report to this Honorable House. And before I second Honorable Speaker, just allow me to applaud my chair for a report well presented to this House, Honorable Speaker. On the same note, allow me also to talk on the Speaker's office for giving us another opportunity to go and do such good report, Honorable Speaker. From the onset, I want to second the adoption of this report, Honorable Speaker. For sure, I was part of the committee who went out to do a fact-finding on the cultural heritage centers, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Homabay, we are blessed as a county, and we really need to do so much in these cultural centers because, Honorable Speaker, they will act as a source of revenue, Honorable Speaker, because it will attract more foreign visitors to come and see what we have as the cultural centers within Homabay, Honorable Speaker. And we have some challenges that attach to it, Honorable Speaker. We only realize that it is only in the Rukagan Cultural Center that at least the county have tried and given an award of tenders that it is going to be done, Honorable Speaker, and it is only the cultural center that has a road network that is accessible to the place, Honorable Speaker. When we visited Gor Mahia Cultural Center, Honorable Speaker, that is situated in Diwa, Honorable Speaker, the road leading to the place is really pathetic, and for sure there is no sign that a legend hails from that region, and there was only a grave to that legend, Honorable Speaker. How I wish that there is an allocated amount to the Gor Mahia so that we really need to know the legend, because it is, just as my chair puts it clearly, that it is within the historical books of the Gor Mahia, Honorable Speaker. When we go to Simbi Nyaima and Nyamgondo Wodombare, Honorable Speaker, there is so much that we really need to do as a county, because when we look at the Nyamgondo Wodombare, Honorable Speaker, there is so much water that has surged to the place, Honorable Speaker, and for sure you really struggle to look at the footsteps that are there, Honorable Speaker. But also than if all the county government, or rather the Department of Youth Sports, can bear to the recommendations of the committee, Honorable Speaker, Then it has also given another timeline that once this is passed, Honorable Speaker, within 90 days, at least we really need to see a change as a committee. And when these cultural centers, I believe when they are treated, when there is money allocated to them, as I have just said earlier, that it will act as a source of revenue in this county, and at the same time, it will help us cure the problem of lack of unemployment, because some of us will be employed to manage those sites, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, I'm pleading with the honorable members that without much ado, this is a very, very important motion and a motion of substance for sure in this county, that without wasting time, we really need to pass it, and I'm urging all the honorable members that without much ado, I do stand to second the adoption of this report. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you so much, Honorable Susan. Honorable members, the report having been presented effectively to this House by Honorable Kiri and ably seconded by Honorable Susan, I therefore now propose the question that this House adopt the report of Youth, Sports, Talent Development, Gender Inclusivity, Cultural Heritage, and Social Services Committee on status of selected cultural heritage sites and centers in Homa Bay County. The question is proposed. Honorable Joan Ogada.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, from the onset, I want to appreciate the able chair of the committee, Honorable Boaz, the able seconder of the report, Honorable Susan, and the committee members, Honorable Speaker, and the Secretariat for this straightforward report. Honorable Speaker, as I support the adoption of this report, I want to appreciate the recommendations of this committee, and if implemented, Honorable Speaker, I'm sure that this county will not be the same again, because these tourist attraction sites, Honorable Speaker, are in several constituencies, Karachuonyo, Rangue, Suba. I realize that they almost cut across the county, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, if we secure them, we protect them, we conserve them, Honorable Speaker, we will have revenue, we will have job opportunities. Honorable Speaker, the committee recommendation on having a legal framework within 90 days is very important, because, Honorable Speaker, as we approach our budget making process, or during our budget making process, we need as an assembly to allocate funds towards these functions. And if we have to allocate funds, Honorable Speaker, then we must have a legal framework which is enshrined, which will help us to allocate this fund. So it's important that in 90 days, after passing this report, Honorable Speaker, I support that we need a framework so that these tourist attraction sites can be good for our people from Homa Bay, from Kenya, even from all over the world to come to these tourist attraction sites, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, for the pictorials, you realize that access to these tourist attraction sites is also an issue. So it's very important that the tourist department liaise with the roads department so that, Honorable Speaker, access to these tourist attraction sites be effective. Because without roads, Honorable Speaker, accessibility becomes a great challenge, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also want to say that it's also important for the department to liaise with the Department of Lands for demarcation. You realize that encroachment is very popular with our people. If the land is not secured, you realize that they tend to encroach. And by the time we realize this, there will be conflicts, Honorable Speaker. To avoid this, it's important that the Department of Lands should ensure that these tourist sites are well fenced or secured, and well demarcated so that, Honorable Speaker, they are not encroached. Honorable Speaker, it's important that civic education is done to our people. You realize that some of these tourist attractions are within the locals, they don't know them, most of the future generation don't even value them, yet they are very important. So it's important that we do civic education as per the recommendation of this committee, so that even our generation, even us leaders, can know that these tourist attraction sites are very important for the future and even for the past, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, allow me as I conclude to say that I tend to think that in Homa Bay County, there are more tourist attraction sites. Like in my ward, I have Bururu Waterfalls. It is an attraction site, it is not covered, and I wish, when they were going around, I told the chair then that my ward has also an attraction site which can be looked into to be improved, so that all the Speaker, either Kabondo Kasipul also can have a site, but I think could be to a sampling. So I think if there are other wards with also other attraction sites, they can also be looked into, so that they can also be improved, so that our income can improve, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, there was issue of language. A well-secured, improved attraction site, Honorable Speaker, will attract many, including different tribes. So it's very important that the people working there, they be capacity built, mostly in languages, hospitality, so that, Honorable Speaker, they can get, when people go visit these sites, we can get good services and quality services for advertisement, so that these attraction sites can be shared even worldwide, countrywide, so that, Honorable Speaker, they just don't lie there, yet it is money, Honorable Speaker. With those many, many remarks, I want to congratulate the committee, I want to congratulate the chair, I want to congratulate the vice chair, and I strongly support that within 90 days, let us have a
request.
Okay. My thing has suddenly stopped. Honorable Speaker, as I finalize, I want to say that it is very important that they be trained effectively on these languages, and finally, within 90 days. Honorable Speaker, we've passed policies, we've written recommendations in this House with a specific time frame. But Honorable Speaker, I want to say some of them are not obeyed. So it's important that the Committee on Implementation continue following, because if we say 90 days, it is 90 days. After adoption, 90 days after adoption. Let us be keen on that, so that we implement these things or these reports effectively. Honorable Speaker, I support.
Thank you so much, Honorable John. Did I see Honorable Milko Aron's hand? Request.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity also to stand and support the adoption of this report this afternoon, being a member of this committee. Yes, being a member of this committee, whichever. It depends on the teacher who taught you. Honorable Speaker, I want to stand here first and foremost to congratulate my chair and my fellow committee members.
What is your point of order, Honorable Tonatian? Request.
Right Honorable Speaker, I'm rising on Standing Order number 87. statement of facts. Remember, this is a House of Rules and Procedure. Speaker, the Honorable Milka Oron indicated something Kamati, and she went further to indicate that it depends with the school you went to. Honorable Speaker, I went to one of the prestigious schools in this county, that is Ororo Boys High School, and I've never heard of this, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honorable Tony. Honorable Melka, you are not supposed to engage members directly. So proceed, but with caution.
Okay, Honorable Speaker, I stand to apologize to this Honorable House, the House of Rules and Procedures, for the mistake I've done. I'll never repeat it. At the back of your mind, at times you know that I'm a bad girl. A bad girl at times can maybe have different slip of tongues. Mr. Speaker, let me stand and say that as a member of the committee, I also happened to visit a site which has been mentioned here in Fangano Highland, that is Mo Basuba. And to my surprise, Honorable Speaker, it is for sure that the honorable members who have spoken ahead of me have really pointed out very well that we are underusing our heritage sites. And these are the sites that can really give us a lot of revenue. They're the sites that can give us employment, and they're the sites that can really build this country and take it so far. Honorable Speaker, I happened to visit a site in Kisumu, that is Kitmikai, and if I compared what I paid and when I went to our own site, we went for free. Honorable Speaker, we are really losing a lot as a county. So I want to say that if we can follow the recommendations, just as our honorable members have really mentioned, we've done a lot to this house. But at times you get surprised that not even a quarter of the recommendations have been implemented. We do them every now and again, and we still go back to them again. Honorable Speaker, I just want to conclude by saying that it is very important and more.
Can you request again?
Honorable Speaker, I want to say that it is very important, and more importantly, we as the Honorable County Government, we should venture into these heritage sites. We do a preservation, conservation, and restoration of these heritage sites for us at least to benefit from them. Because at now, we are not yielding much out of these sites. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Arony. Honorable Eric Kaugo, I saw your hand earlier. May you request?
Yep. Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity for me also to contribute on what is being discussed. First and foremost, Honorable Speaker, allow me to congratulate our new chair for sports for a well-read report and a very comprehensive one. Chair, from the onset, I want to support the adoption of this report, and I just want to put, some stress on some of the recommendations which has been put forward by the members who had spoken before me for consideration by the department, and just pray that the department should consider implementing these recommendations, because they are very good recommendations that, if can be implemented, can really improve our cultural sites. Me personally, as a member of the committee, Honorable Speaker, I visited the graveyard of our great son, hero, Tom Joseph Mboya Wodundiage, Honorable Speaker, and it came to my realization that there's a great friend of Tom Mboya who stated in his will that he was to be buried together next to Mboya. And I realized that the family of this person, of this great friend of Mboya, are still visiting the site up to date. So by improving the status of that site, Honorable Speaker, can really be a source of revenue to our county government. Honorable Speaker, also it is important for the county government through the Department of Youth, Sports and Gender to consider putting some youths managing the sites on a formal employment, Honorable Speaker. This will help these youths to earn some income if they can be engaged on unemployment terms, Honorable Speaker. And also maybe it is important for the department to consider taking these youths, managing these sites for some capacity building, Honorable Speaker. This will help these youth to learn things like online marketing. This online marketing, Honorable Speaker, will really market our cultural sites and even create online revenue stream like YouTube, Honorable Speaker. So I want to ask the Department of Youth, Sports and Culture to really consider these recommendations and ensure that they've been implemented. With those few remarks, Honorable Speaker, I support the adoption of this report. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable. I will go for good debate. Honorable Florence, request.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Allow me start by congratulating my very able MCA, Honorable Boaz Kiri, for a report well read and articulated. I think I now know why you are called the crocodile of Ramba. Honorable Speaker, I want to thank this committee, together with the well-seconded secondment from Honorable Susan. Honorable Speaker, this is something that is very, very interesting and very important to our county. You know, Honorable Speaker, other than the money that we really want, other than the money that we want to raise from the revenue allocation, there is money that circulates in the community when tourists come around these places. So, Honorable Speaker, as I had Honorable Susan saying that the roads, actually it's not even what I had. I have seen for myself. I'm a local tourist, personally. Going to Gor Mahia Shrine is hell, Honorable Speaker. And when you get there, you find that the people there don't maximize the resource that is there, Honorable Speaker. And I'm sure that is not the only site. Given from the report, Honorable Speaker, you find that most of those areas are not well accessed. Honorable Speaker, I would love that if this report is implemented, as I also support its adoption, the infrastructure around all these areas will be good. But Honorable Speaker, there's one thing that my honorable colleagues have not said that I really want to urge you, without repeating on what my colleagues have said. Honorable Speaker, I want to urge your office, your very able office, please, could you lead this assembly into being the first team who are doing tourist visits to these sites, so that when we go back, we'll have our people taken there. So we don't urge our people, let us not just expect tourists from outside. After it is done and we make pride of it, then we go visit those places as an assembly, Speaker, not on fact-finding, but just for fun. Then we'll urge others from different wards to also go, as the advertisers will be taking up for international visits. But this after the implementation, within 90 days. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Ouma. Honorable Senior Odongo. Honorable Ubuya.
Thank you very kindly, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, as a member of the Sports and Culture Committee, I want to read the report that I personally visited the Kagan-Kochia Cultural Center. Mr. Speaker, as a county, we can only get out what we give in. We can't get nothing from these cultural sites if we don't invest money. If you read through the report well and understand it, it is all about money, money, money. So the county must put in money into these cultural sites so that we benefit from them. So Speaker, you wonder where the Department of Culture is. If you go to Ndiru Kagan Cultural Center, so Speaker, it's almost a white elephant. And if not pushed by the assembly, this assembly as an oversighting authority, the people of Mabay County are going to lose millions of shillings in that site. It's almost a white elephant. It's dead. And in the report, the county has spent over 3 million, Mr. Speaker. So we must push and even demand that the cultural site be completed so that it brings value to the people. You will all understand what the Kochia Kagan dancers do around. They are almost the face of culture in this country. I mean, they are the face of the Luo culture as we speak. With all those feathers, you know, the dance styles. But if we can't promote them, because that cultural center was being built to benefit them as well. If we don't push, then the people of Mabay County will lose millions of shillings, Mr. Speaker. Gor Mahia, in whose name we take a pride, we've made so many songs, Mr. Speaker, in Gor Mahia's name. One goes, Maino ndiek maino, Gor wodogalo, Maino. Maino ndiek maino, Simba kwandio mapaki, Maino Gor yai. We take pride and sing songs in the name of Gor Mahia and put nothing in the cultural center of Gor Mahia. Just a plain field, nothing. No road, no fence, no nothing. So speak. So where is our position as a county in terms of culture? There's nothing. Honorable Milka has stated to you what is being done in Kisumu, in Sene, Kitmikai. And what are we doing here? With all this wealth around of cultural sites, what do we do with them? Just looking at them. Let us put money into these things so that we get money out of them. We will create employment, Mr. Speaker. We will gain by attracting tourists, Mr. Speaker. We will make money. Even women around there, Mr. Speaker, will start making money out of these cultural sites. Tom Mboya Mausoleum. Mr. Speaker, how? Mr. Speaker, protect me from Honorable Nancy. Because she seems not to understand that when tourists come around, you make money. You can sell even cultural, awalo. You see, Mr. Speaker, culture is devolved. Tourism is also devolved. I don't understand how Tom Mboya Mausoleum is still being held by the national government. What is the national government doing at Tom Mboya Mausoleum? That should be a county thing right now, in as much as we share the name with everybody. But the county that built Tom Mboya Mausoleum under the last regime must have full ownership and full control of Tom Mboya Mausoleum. We
must take control of it. There are tourists coming there and giving out money, remitting money to the National Assembly, to the national government. Why? Yet we need Tom Mboya Mausoleum as a cultural site that should generate money to this county, Mr. Speaker. So let the county move with speed and take full ownership of Tom Mboya Mausoleum. Tom Mboya was ours. We can only share the name and not the museum with the rest of the country. Mr. Speaker, I come from around Lake Simbinyaima. Simbinyaima, if not taken care of by the county, in a few years, Simbinyaima will vanish. Because the level of encroachment around Lake Simbinyaima is worrying, if not sickening. There are churches coming up. And you know those churches, if not stopped, Mr. Speaker, it will come a time they'll curse us. If you tell them to bring the churches down, they'll start telling you will be cursed. So before they curse us, Mr. Speaker, let us stop those buildings. People are building homes and churches around the riparian land, Mr. Speaker. So let the county come up and own these sites. Let us start taking advantage of the cultural sites we have. We are rich in cultural sites. So let us put money. It's money. In the report, it is money that is not being put into these cultural centers, sites, Mr. Speaker. So let us urge the county, and as an assembly, we are so much in order to even demand that these cultural sites be developed, Mr. Speaker. I beg to support this report, even as we follow up strongly on its implementation. Thank you indeed, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Obua, a member of Wangching Ward. Honorable Jesse Coutinho, request.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for the chance given to me. Also, air my views on this report. Mr. Speaker, I first and foremost want to ask for a very well-read report. The same accolade goes to the Vice Chair for the articulation that she has portrayed in the House as she seconds the report. Also the Secretariat that put down their effort to write this report. Mr. Speaker, I didn't have the opportunity to go for the fact-finding, but I'm very grateful, and that's why I'm standing here this afternoon, that I was given an opportunity through adoption. I was given the opportunity to, because I was adopted to this report writing, and I was co-opted, sorry, thank you very much, and the English can sometimes disappear. I was co-opted to this committee, so I had the opportunity to sit with the committee and also to air my views during the report writing. Mr. Speaker, for that reason, I feel part and parcel of this committee, and I felt that it must also go to the record that I am adopting this report. Mr. Speaker, it is my wish, and it has always been, because this is not the first time, because this is the third assembly since time memorial, that a report has been brought in this House talking about the cultural activities that we have, or centers or sites that we have in this county that need to be secured, and also to give an earning to the county. Mr. Speaker, my wish goes like this. I really wish that this time, because this report is very well written, and it has a lot in it. It has a lot of flesh in it that even if it is to be given the legal framework, it will fall in place. So, Mr. Speaker, it is for this House this time that after this report has been written and we have asked for the legal frame, to be put in place for these cultural centers to give an earning to this county. Mr. Speaker, I'm urging ourselves as the House to really sit down this time and make sure that we make a follow-up on the implementation of this report. Because we have always talked of revenue. We know very well, just as Honorable Milka has talked about the Kit Mikai that is in Seme. That Kit Mikai was at one time was for a forgotten issue. It is something, a site that has lived since time memorial. But people were talking about it only when they think of going, it was being used as a shrine for people, the religious sectors, for going there during the times that they want to go to pray to their gods. But after it was discovered that an earning for the county can be got through that same site, Mr. Speaker, it is doing wonders and it is very well placed and very well secured. I'm wishing that after sending this report to the department, we will also fall in place, like our sites will also be taken care of or secured the way we know others have been. Mr. Speaker, it is also very, very sad. I know all of us here know about places like Nyamugondo. I used to hear about Nyamugondo from the time I was born. And I didn't know that it was such a wonderful place. Mr. Speaker, for even our ancestors to be happy, because they used to use these sites for their own gains. If only we can make these sites be the sites that are known even worldwide, because the moment we have put it as a tourist attraction, as Honorable Florence had rightly put also, it will now be used for everybody. People will come from other parts of the world, because we will be advertising the Nyamugondo, the Joseph, the one for Tomboya. We will be advertised the one of Gor Mahia, and it will be known worldwide, just like we have known other tourist attractions in the world. So, Mr. Speaker, mine is that I support the adoption of this report. Thank you.
Honorable Tony Otieno.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I think if you read the mood of the House, everyone seems to be resting the eye. Speaker, thank you for this opportunity. I'm not a member of this committee, but I think I felt I need to add my voice to this report. Thank you, the Chairman, for Youths, Sports, Talent Development, Gender Inclusivity, Cultural Heritage, Social Services, a very long one. The Honorable Boaz Kiri Kakiri, member representing North Kabwach. And the Able Vice Chair, the Honorable Susan Doasi, in quotes, member representing Gwasi South. Speaker, I mentioned I'm not a member of this committee, but this is a very important report. I only have 3 things. One of the things, Honorable Speaker, said in this House is that we need to have a legal framework. Honorable Speaker, this is very important. If you look at the Constitution, Article 11 talks about our culture and the role of government. And by extension, when we talk about the role of government, there is the role of county government and the role of the national government, Honorable Speaker. Part 2 of the 4th schedule of the county government of the Constitution also talk about what is the role of the county government in terms of cultural heritage activities, Honorable Speaker. The report already captures this, but the first thing that we need to do as a county is to come up with the legal framework, the Homa Bay County Cultural Heritage Bill, and a policy for that matter, Honorable Speaker. This will be able to protect, it will be able to regulate and also promote activities touching around cultural heritage and also issues culture. Without this, Honorable Speaker, we may not even have a leeway to have funding to the state department so that they protect and also regulate, by extension, promote the cultural heritage sites, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, as a county, within 90 days, as stipulated in this report, we need to have that legal framework. And this will be able to address issues of administration, issues of how the cultural sites in our county will be managed. Speaker, it is also proper to preserve and also to upgrade the social heritage, cultural heritage sites in our county. But we can only do this.
Your request again, Honorable Tony Tieno.
Honorable Speaker, we can only do this if we have a legal framework in place. That is why
Honorable Nancy.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I would like to just inform the House and the member on the floor that the Second Assembly enacted the Cultural Heritage Bill that outlines the 2018, sponsored by yours truly, and was assented to, and now is law. It outlines the preservation and management of the sites, and probably that the implementation committee, together with the sports committee, follows up on the same.
Thank you for the information. The two committees will find out if there is such in existence. Proceed, Honorable Tony Tieno.
Right, Honorable Speaker, I'm well informed, and that is why in the morning I said that we need to have an online tracking tool so that we know which acts, which policies are in this were enacted in the first, and the first house where Honorable Odongo served, the second house where Honorable Susan is served, and the third house where I'm serving. Honorable Speaker, and the fourth one where we'll be serving. Speaker, this is very important information. But what I said, if the law is there, then something needs to be done in terms of implementation. And the committee in charge should take a lead role, Honorable Speaker. Speaker, what I wanted to say is that looking at the cultural sites, the county government needs to do three things. One is to ensure these cultural sites are gazetted. When they're gazetted, then I want to believe there would be some monies even from the national government to those cultural sites. So those cultural sites need to be gazetted, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the other bit is about aggressive marketing. And that is where we have to ensure that we tell our story. We shout out what we have as a county in terms of cultural sites. So the department needs to do a lot in terms of aggressive, putting strategies when we talk about marketing, Honorable Speaker. But most importantly, the department also needs to do mapping and also documentaries in terms of these cultural sites. And that is purely marketing, Honorable Speaker. So this is something that is very important that the department should ensure that they do. Mapping and also taking stock, what I call inventory of these cultural sites, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, going forward as an assembly, we also have a role to play, that even if there is law or there is no law, but we also have to give a budget to the department in charge of cultural services. Honorable Speaker, I thank you, and from the look of things,
Thank you, Honorable Tony Tieno. Honorable Sophie Salim.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, allow me also add my voice. And before I mention what I wanted to mention, let it go into record that I equally congratulate the chair. Mr. Speaker, you'll agree with me. It is really long since the ABO chair tabled any kind of report of this magnitude, Mr. Speaker. It has really taken long, and maybe from the time he was newly appointed back to the chairship, I want to congratulate him because he has really done it well. Congratulations, Honorable Boaz. Together with my sister, Honorable Susan,
Actually, when you listen to Susan second the report, actually you'll agree, Mr. Speaker, that we have well-learned ladies in this house, Mr. Speaker. Actually, even the kind of English she's talking, Mr. Speaker, it's really appealing to the ears for those who went to school. I'm talking about those who went to school, not those who did not go. Mr. Speaker, sir, as I proceed, I want to say that as a county, we still need to do a lot to venture into our sites, our tourist sites. Mr. Speaker, sir, protect me.
What is your point of honor, Honorable John?
87.
Honorable John, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, 87, statement of facts. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Sophie Koweje, who is very learned, has just stated that for those who went to school, Honorable Speaker, I want Honorable Sophie to substantiate those who went to school in this house and those who did not go to school in this. For those who went to school, it means that in this third assembly, there are sectional members who went to school and some did not even step in a school. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Sophie Salim, you are challenged.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. According to me, Mr. Speaker, sir, that is a bit of a simple fact, because even the way we are seated here, we didn't go to the same school, Mr. Speaker. Some of us sat before very good English teachers. And I want to say that when I was talking about this, Mr. Speaker, I'm saying the kind of English the honorable members spoke were really appealing to the ears of those who went to school, not those who are seated before me, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, if you give me time to proceed, Mr. Speaker.
Proceed, Honorable Sophie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I just want to say that actually we need to do a lot, because even in my ward, if I can borrow from the very words Honorable Commissioner Joan used, that we also have tourist attraction is in our ward, I equally want to say there are some in my ward. And there is a very neglected, a very important but neglected tourist site by the name Soklo Kipenji. And even after my debate, Mr. Speaker, as I quote the name, let nobody come asking me about it. Because you are not allowed to ask. You can go and see for yourself, but they say Soklo Kipenji. Mr. Speaker, let nobody come, because I don't want the bad omen to follow me. But as you ask, you get the bad omen. But we can take you there, you see for yourself. Mr. Speaker, in second assembly, when we came in 2022, I gave a proposal to the Trade Department to give us a pit latrine near that site. Many people go there to see the site. Some go for divine prayers around in there, because it's a full cage. So when it is surrounded with water, but when you are inside, there is no water. But as you come out, this is surrounded with water, this water in Lake Victoria. And like going to fast, they go in that area. So I looked at the environment and I sympathized. When the worst come to the worst, I think we can just imagine how they help themselves there. And then from 2022, the Trade Department is letting me down. But I want to thank the Department of Energy. I requested for solar lamp. As I debate, Mr. Speaker, I want to say it was erected and it is in use to provide security.
night, they can comfortably go there and pray. So, Mr. Speaker, when we accumulate all these things, and when somebody is talking about Thomas Mboya, actually this is somebody that we need to respect and give great honor. Because we can't just be talking about Tom Mboya, and we don't give the rightful honor. I want to accept that the national government should trickle down the money to the county government to sustain that site, Mr. Speaker. But I equally want to say that even if you go to the Gor Mahia side, the Gor Mahia, we need to do something. Because the county government had even pumped some money to the family of land. But you remember, as we do this, the other day, I saw the team that is named after Gor Mahia, when they were underperforming to Gor Mahia site, they prayed. And when they came out of that place, I want to tell you, they are as hot as an open fire. Winning every now and again, the matches they go for. So these are some of the things when you...
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Patrick Kware, what is your point of order and under which standing order?
Okay. Honorable Speaker, I rise on a standing order number 87 as a matter of facts. Honorable Speaker, I happened to be one of the honorable members who went to Gor Mahia heritage site, and we met the committee. The committee is purely family members. Honorable Speaker, this committee confirmed to us that they had never received any money from the county government of Homa Bay. But I hear my colleague, Honorable Sophie, say that there was some money which had already been given to the family members. So I really want to know if it is true that some money were given to the family members to take the ownership of that site. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Sophie.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Speaker, it is good he visited the site and is talking of family members being in the committee. I equally want to report that in the second assembly, I equally visited the site, Mr. Speaker. Second assembly, by that time, our Honorable Ware was not yet here. I hope you captured that also. But I went. And the family members, the ones we found by then, confirmed that part of the money had been given to them, is only that it was not yet fully paid, but part of the money had been given to them. Mr. Speaker, sir, I'm in record, and if records of this house are clearly kept, I want to say that it is in record until we even invited the family members to this honorable house at one given time to come and attest before the honorable members. Mr. Speaker, the people who came before us actually accepted that they were ready to surrender the land if the due payment was made in full. Mr. Speaker, up to that extent, I want to thank you and thank you for giving me this chance.
Thank you, Honorable Sophie. Honorable is lost. Honorable Ware, Chair Melkokas, you requested earlier.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity.
Honorable Olo, you've caught my eye. I'm going to give you after Ware.
Honorable Speaker, it seems as if the motion is exhausted, and one thing which I wanted to put across is about the ownership of the sites, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Tony Otieno had also mentioned what I wanted to talk about, the issue of the settlement of these sites, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I still stand to confirm that when we went for fact-finding to the Gor Mahia heritage site, Honorable Speaker, we were even warned by the committee members whom we met, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker,
what is your point of order, Honorable Tony Otieno?
Speaker, I'm rushing on standing order number 91. Honorable Speaker, looking at the mood of this House, Honorable Speaker, I request that the debate comes to an end. My seconder is Honorable Bill Inoa.
Honorable members, Honorable Tony Otieno is proposing that the mover be called to reply. Honorable Patrick Kware, you are out of order because you are replying directly to the debater. That one is not allowed. You are replying directly to the debater, which is not allowed. You are supposed to debate. Honorable Tony Otieno has proposed that we call the mover. Honorable Ogada, request.
Chair, I'm just requesting for guidance that Honorable Tony has stood on 91. Is it in order? I need your guidance and the Secretariat. Is it in order for a member who had been given time, humble time to debate, to deny other members who still want to debate on this by standing up, by standing order number 91? That is unfair, Honorable Speaker. Very unfair. Yet you have debated.
Honorable Joan, any member is free to rise on 91, whether I've debated or not. I therefore put Honorable, you are out of order. I therefore, Honorable, you are out of order. Resume your seat. I therefore put the question that the mover be called. Will as many as will opinion say aye? Aye. Contrary opinion say nay. The ayes have it. I'm calling Honorable Boaz Kirikakiri to reply. Consider the issues which were raised about Aburuburu in Joan's Ogada's ward and Sokloki Penji in Sophie Salim's ward, and other areas which should be identified. Thank you. Proceed. Honorable members, let us have order in the House. Request. Honorable Kiri, request. You can request, if that one is not working, check on the other one. Let us have order in the House, honorable members. This is House of Order. Honorable Kiwi, would you request?
Honorable Chair, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, first of all, allow me to thank you greatly for the wealthy contribution you have made on our report, Honorable Chair. Honorable Speaker. Honorable members, we don't take for granted your contribution. We take note of the great historical sites that have been mentioned, and Honorable Speaker, as a committee, it's just unfortunate, and I don't know how we'll go about it. There's a site that Honorable and my mentor, Sophie, have said is a very important site, historical site in our county and in our ward. But unfortunately, she has warned us that it's a taboo to ask about the name. So I don't know how we'll ask, how we'll get direction, but let me rest it there, Honorable Speaker. We take note on all the sites that are mentioned. Honorable Speaker, allow me explain a fact and let it go on record. Honorable Speaker, this is a debate and repeated lies stays for long, Honorable Speaker. As we were visiting this site, we also had in mind that this site had been paid by the county, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the county government of Homa Bay has never paid for any site of Gor Mahia. What was paid for, Honorable Speaker, the county went to Kosewe Ward, near Gaena, looked for a land, and paid for land to construct a sports center, which is different from Gor Mahia Cultural Center. The distance between these two, the distance between the proposed, though this sports center also have some issues, but the distance between the field and where Gor Mahia used to live or his cultural home is less than 500 meters. And therefore, that's where we always draw the confusion. What was paid for was the sports center field, which is still under contestation, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, having thanked my colleagues, allow me to say something, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we live in a society where we ourselves continue to lose our identity, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, leave this assembly today and ask anybody why he is a Luo. Honorable Speaker, when we were growing, we used to sit around the fireplace with our grandfathers. And during these times, we were told about our culture, Honorable Speaker. Allow me, Honorable Speaker, to remind myself one of these great stories that we were told, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I was told I am the 13th generation of Jokajok of the Padola, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, today we have a people who cannot go beyond even the grandfather of his father. Honorable Speaker, I am a son of a man called Tukiko Matoro. My father was a son to Matoro, the son of Matunga. Matunga the son of Rayola, Rayola the son of Omolo, Omolo the son of Oguta, Oguta the son of Ligawa. Ligawa was the son of Ojuang. Ojuang, who is or was once married to the lady who was once nicknamed Radin because he had swollen So, Honorable Speaker, if you go to our clan, the Great Kabwaj, the largest clan is from the house of Legawa, who was married to a woman who was abused to be very beautiful, very ugly, because she was Radin. Honorable Speaker, today, this is a great clan in this land. Ojuang was the son of Nyakunji. Nyakunji was the son of Owiti. Owiti, who is referred to many as Boch. Honorable Speaker, we are not Boch, or we are not infertile. This was also an abuse. Honorable Speaker, Owiti was the son of Onyango. Onyango was the son of Chwanya. Chwanya, the son of the great Joke. Honorable Speaker, I am the 13th generation of Joka Joke. Honorable Speaker, our people need to get our history. It's very important that each and every one of us, our children, in the near future, Honorable Speaker, we will even fail.
No,
our children will not be able even to explain as to why he is a Luo or as to why he is not a Kikuyu. Honorable Speaker, going into the future as a committee, we will also be considering having great men or old men of our land who can put our history into books, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, such can also provide historical background and identity to our people, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, lastly, allow me to say that it has been mentioned severally by my colleagues that most of these reports that we get to approve, sometimes the executive don't get to follow or to adhere to. And it's very important that you do direct that this one great report on our cultural sites be taken for implementation, and the implementation committee to make a follow-up for its implementation, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I thank you all for the great support. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair, for the reply. Honorable members, I want to thank you for a lively debate. The debate having been concluded, I now therefore put the question that this House adopt the report of Youth, Sports, Talent Development, Gender Inclusivity, Cultural Heritage and Social Services Committee on status of selected cultural heritage sites and centers in Homa Bay County. Will as many as with similar opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many with contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order, clerk.
Order number 9, adjournment.
Honorable members, this House is hereby adjourned to Wednesday, 5th March 2025 at 9:30 a.m.